What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new or just joining us, thank you for being here. I am Vivien Chien, author of the Noodle Shop Mysteries. Obligatory plug. There we go. Okay, so I hope you guys are doing good and you had a very happy beginning to your new year. I have been talking about this on my Instagram, and I think I mentioned this in a video previously. About a little experiment that I'm doing, and I thought maybe you guys would like to join me. So I have these index cards here. I got some colorful ones to make it a little bit more fun. This is all you're going to need for this activity. And I think I'm going to pick this blue color right here. So let me start in by saying what has gotten me into this whole thing. So I would like to introduce you to Exhibit A. There we go. This book kind of started everything for me. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. I really enjoyed this book. It is heavily marked in the margins and highlighted throughout. What he talks about in here is from a neuroscience perspective, implying logic to ways that you talk to yourself and it affecting the way that you live your life and what it brings into you, or into your realm, I should say. So I read this book, and that led me to do some research on him, and I found other books by him as well. So the two other ones that I got, and I talked about these on my Instagram page, was a 60-minute book. Well, they're both 60-minute books, but a 60-minute book, Self-Talk for Self-Esteem, where he kind of like narrows in on, you know, what all of that means. So this one is about 90 pages, and he just goes through your self-esteem, the real meaning of it, a brief history of self-talk, where self-esteem and your future begin, negative self-talk, negative self-esteem, self-esteem, self-talk in your brain, and a self-esteem quiz. Then you also have here, changing your self-talk, changing your self-esteem, the next steps, and a little motivational you can do this chapter. So I have not started on these two. This one is Self-Talk for Stress, Anxiety, and Depression. And he kind of goes, you know, in a similar fashion. A message of sunlight, a brief history of self-talk. And I'm assuming that in all of his books, he's going to have a message so that you can pick up wherever you need. Where your programs begin, negative self-talk, self-talk in the brain, your hidden alarm, positive self-talk, changing your self-talk, breaking the cycle of stress. Oh, okay, that's it. So, and this one is about 84 pages, okay? And he also has a website, selftalkplus.com, where there's a lot more resources. It also led me into, well, I got this for Christmas, at my request from my dad. 365 days of positive self-talk. I kind of wanted to implement something daily, and I thought there's nothing better than one of these types of books to do that. So in the beginning, he gives a little bit of a, before you begin, some secrets to the power of self-talk. And then you go right into the daily scripts. So today is the 13th. Oh, and he also has tips in here. So that's kind of nice. So we'll go to the 13th, which is today. When it comes to my goals and my dreams, I let nothing or no one take them from me. I hold the key that opens the door to my own unlimited future. That future is mine. What I do with it is up to me. So the idea is to like read this script a couple times to yourself. He recommends recording them so you can hear it in your own voice. You know, writing things down is always great. And then, so I've been, you know, living in this book since the first of the year. And then this one is actually written by his daughter-in-law, Kristen. So she kind of did like the whole coffee thing, which I really like because coffee drinkers do not have many excuses for not drinking coffee in the morning. You start your day out with this. I've only made it halfway through so far, but she does have areas to do exercises. She has breakdowns of the chapter summaries, and it's a great book to read and kind of build off of the other stuff. And I like the fact that it's targeted towards coffee drinkers. They also have one for tea drinkers, I believe. And I want to say that there's one geared towards men, but don't quote me on that. I don't remember. So I'm kind of working off of this card stock because I figured that this was the best way to get rid of that glare that I was complaining about. So I'm going to get into what my idea is because it's inspired by the books that I just showed you, but it's not from there. So I have this idea that what if you tricked yourself while you're doing your affirmations, and the whole idea is that you're implementing things into your subconscious to where they live and breathe and you act upon them, right? So I thought, well, there are things that you know to be true. So what if you mixed things you know to be true with things that you are trying to make true? So that's where this idea kind of came from. So on this note card, what you are going to do, and this is why I chose an index card, is because, you know, they're easier, they're no frills, you can kind of do, you know, whatever you want to do. But that's, I pulled these papers as well. If you want to do something cutesy, you know, and you get like papers from cardstock packs, you could use sticky notes, post-it, I mean, whatever you like. Just something you're going to look at that's small, okay? Because the idea is that you're going to carry this around with you or like tape it to your bathroom mirror or something. You want to have it in sight visually. I'm going to go with doing this for 30 days. I know that there are many different opinions on how long you need to do something in order to make it a habit, but I say do this for 30 days and see how you feel about it. See if it's making a difference and you want to continue. Because I almost feel like at some point you're really not going to need the card, right? So that's the idea. So these are my new coffee pens. Quick side note, I accidentally this week became an Amazon influencer associate person. So I got these pens from Amazon and I absolutely love them. And that's what kind of got me thinking about it. But then I kept getting these notifications. So I kept seeing them and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to apply. Well, I didn't think that, am I even in frame? Yes. I didn't even think that they were gonna accept me, you know? I didn't really think of it. So you get 5 pens in this pack. They are black ink. They are all a varying shade of coffee, which is perfect for me. I love them. They're inexpensive. As of right now, they are under $10. I'm going to include a link. That's a little bit better. I'm going to include a link in this description that if you want to get these pens as well, if you click the link, I will receive a commission. I don't know how this is going to go, you guys. I was not planning for this to be part of what I'm doing, but as I said in a couple of my lives on Instagram and Facebook recently, I am expanding, you know, myself. So with that being said, if you would like these beautiful pens, they are available. And I do want to say a quick disclaimer as well. I would never steer you into getting something that I would not buy myself or that I like. I was, you know, I wanted these pens because they're cute and I like coffee. I didn't actually think that they were going to be like super nice to write with. So I'm going to do this card with them. So, okay, so here's my idea. Now we're getting to the meat of it. So we're going to do, for this, you could do however many you want. But the trick is to cushion the truths and put the things you're working on in the middle, okay? So let's start with this. We're going to write down things that we know are true about ourselves. And they can be anything. You don't have to be, like, it doesn't all have to be about looks. It doesn't all have to be about personality. It can be a mix of everything. So I kind of try to do that here for this example. So the first line I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I am a good listener. Okay, so this part is true. And also, don't be hard on yourself. If there's something that you like about yourself that you feel like other people don't think, don't worry about what they think. This has to be about what you believe about yourself. So also, if somebody tells you something about yourself, don't put it on this paper, okay? It has to come from you, and you have to believe it with your whole heart. Otherwise, I don't know that this experiment will work. So then we're going to skip a little bit of area, and we're going to put the next thing that we believe is true. And so I wanted to put an example about physical stuff. So I put, I have beautiful eyes. That is my favorite trait about myself, okay? And then we're going to skip some more lines, and we're going to do one more truth. And I couldn't think of something that I really wanted to put on here publicly because I wasn't sure how I wanted to do this or not. So I just put something simple. I love to laugh, because that is true. I love to laugh. I love a good joke. I love comedy skits. And there's nothing better than having a good laugh, right? Okay, so now we have the base. These three things are true to me. I feel them in my subconscious. And you may ask, like, well, how can you think that you understand what's in your subconscious? You kind of feel it in your gut. So when you say these statements, there is no, oh my gosh, am I lying to myself? You know them, okay? So you could put anything. I'm a good driver. I am a good cook. I'm really good at throwing parties. I love my hair, whatever, okay? They have to be positive statements. I am, I have, I love. Don't put any I don'ts. That is not going to be good. We don't want to put anything in the negative. Okay, so in these two spaces that are free, we are going to put things that we want to work on. Things that maybe we put on a resolution list, or things that we know we struggle with. So one of the things that I've been struggling with ever since I started going through the whole cancer journey is that I have become increasingly disorganized beyond the telling of it. Like, even though I have a planner and I like use it every week, I still become very unorganized in like my home life and everything else. So that is something I want to work on. We're going to put it in the positive, and we're going to put it in the present tense. That's very important because and he talks about that in his books, and so does his daughter-in-law. Like, you need to say these things in the present, because if you say, I am going to try, or, like you're putting something in the future, I am going to work on this. That all tells your subconscious, it tells your brain, like, hey, we're not going to do this right now. This is for later. And then your brain literally puts it on the back burner so that it never happens. That's like when people say stuff like, I'm going to try and start going to the gym. That sentence is already setting you up for failure. That's why these books are so important, because he talks about the language, and he also gives you, like, you could see some scripts here. And he has like situational self-talk. He has stuff for self-motivation. Hold on. Okay. There's a page of it. I know you probably can't read that, but like, I have drive, spirit, stamina, and endurance. I have a good, strong, winning attitude about myself and about everything I do. Everything is very in the present moment. So that's part of this exercise as well. Okay. So I am organized. And you can do as many of these as you want. I recommend doing something short and small, like something that will fit on a card or a small piece of paper, and like work through these first before you go any further. Do you know what I mean? Because if you give yourself too much, then it's going to become kind of overwhelming. All right, so we have that. This I am organized is not true, and I feel that in my bones. But it is sandwiched in between two things that I think is true. Okay, so we got one more left. And the thing that I chose is that I struggle with, because I have anxiety and I do struggle with periodic depression. One of the things that I want to work on is my positive thinking. So, and there's a difference between toxic positivity and regular positivity or healthy positivity. And that is something, if you are not familiar with, I recommend looking into, because toxic positivity is actually counterproductive. But what I'm striving for here is that I want to choose to think positive thoughts over negative ones. Okay. So that's what I'm putting on my card is I choose to think positive thoughts first. Okay, so there you go. We're done. And this, is sandwiched in between two things that you think is the truth. The idea now is to read these things to yourself in succession every single day, as many times as you can stand it. I would recommend a minimum of 3. Morning, afternoon, and then before you go to bed. And you read them, with a little bit of emotion. Make it sound good for yourself. And you can use like fancy words. You can do whatever you like. So then you just, read it. I am a good listener. I am organized. I have beautiful eyes. I choose to think positive thoughts first. I love to laugh. So the idea that I'm having is, if you say this stuff to yourself enough times, and some of this stuff is true, then your brain is going to start associating that these two items are true as well. Okay? And then you are going to start living that. Because the more that you say it to yourself, your brain is going to find reasons to make you right. Because your brain wants you to be right. And that's why self-talk is so important. Because if you continue to say negative things about yourself, your brain looks for evidence that is true. So like a good example is, let's just say, look for everything yellow in the room, okay? Your brain will start to isolate. Like if you start looking around a room, it's called something and I don't remember what just now. But if you start to tell yourself, look at all the yellow in the room, you are going to start seeing a ton of yellow in the room that you did not even notice. It is thinking in abundance and thinking in a more positive way to get yourself to be more organized or to choose positive thoughts first. You know what I mean? So have this card, or like, if you're a planner girl and you have a planner, put these in there, hole punch it into your planner, stick it, washi tape, do whatever. But just make sure that you're looking at it every day. Like I said, for 30 days, I'm going to do this. So I challenge you to do this and try. And like you can cutesy it up too. If you use something simple like a little card, or you don't want to spend a lot of money on stuff, just, like doodle little things on there. I love to doodle hearts. I don't know why. But like doodle little hearts, or, smiley faces, or some type of something, to make you happy. Put stickers on it, whatever, I think that this can work, and I want to try it. So I challenge you to do it as well. If you do it, if you're interested in doing it, comment in this video, tell me what you're doing. And if you are so bold as to share what your things are that you're going to work on, let me know, because I'd love to hear it. And I think that it would encourage other people as well. because we kind of all have to work together to lift each other up. So this is what I have been talking about for the past couple weeks on and off various platforms. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you give this a try, because I think that this is really going to work, tricking your brain into believing those things. And then I think once you get through this, you know, you could then work on other stuff. And starting here is going to give you the confidence that you need to believe that you can do this, because this is very simple activity to do. Okay, so let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And then let me know, okay? Because I love to hear people's progress on their journeys of self-development. And if nobody told you today, my goodness, you look amazing.